Hey, Evan from Midway Nissan here. This time doing a quick walk around of a 2023 Nissan Altima SR Premium. For the 2023 Nissan Altima, there have been a number of updates. This package, the SR Premium, is brand new for this model year. You'll notice at the front of the vehicle, of course, you have the updated Nissan emblem. They now put the SR badging on the front grille of the vehicle, and it is a different front end. So your grille is now widened. You do have different aesthetics, darkened headlights. You do have a different design for the interior of the headlight. The front bumper has slightly been redesigned, and I think it looks really, really sharp for this model year. Going around to the wheels, all the way around, the vehicle does have a brand new set of wheels for this model year. The SR and SR Premium trim level do have this style of wheel, which is 19 inches in diameter. You do have the SR badging right on the wheel face itself. You will notice that this also has a black mirror caps built into the key fob. Lock button 2 times, hold down the top button for 5 seconds. Engine does of course start up. It uses Nissan's intelligent climate control system to bring the interior up or down in temperature depending on what the weather is outside and what temperature you're looking at. You do have the dual exhaust finishers on this vehicle, and is a Y-pipe dual exhaust. 4-cylinder 2.5-liter engine with direct injection, making 182 horsepower, 178 pound-feet of torque. Vehicle, you'll notice, does have a rear diffuser style on this rear bumper right above the parking sensors there. Vehicle does of course have your backup camera and the little lip spoiler in back. Right now it is about -5 degrees Celsius, which is why you're seeing so much evaporation come out of the exhaust on the cold start. Trunk space on these cars, as always, is rather large. You do have the ability to pull down those rear seats by pulling each of those tabs and pushing the seats forward. Underneath this cover, you do have all your jack and accessories. Underneath this, you do have your half-size spare tire. Customers picking up this car later today, and you'll notice they did add window tint as well as the sun visors up top, which do not come from the vehicles from the factory. Built into the 2 front door handles, you do have buttons to lock and unlock with key proximity. Built into the back of the key fob, you do of course have your removable key, all your same lock and unlock functions and alarm from other vehicles of ours. The rear trim of the vehicle is updated for this SR Premium, where you have the leatherette and then contrast stitching, orange on the top, white below. And you do have that reflected onto the seats themselves. So you do have the orange stitching here, and you do have the white stitching on top, orange stitching with the mats, a little bit of orange inserts for perforation in the back of the seat. This vehicle, being the SR Premium, is equipped with a Bose sound system with your 2 subwoofers right behind the rear passengers. Rear passengers do of course have their fold down armrest, fixed headrest positions, heating and cooling vents in the back of the center console, and USB Type-C and Type-A ports to charge any devices. The contrast stitching and interior is also reflected up front in this vehicle. So you'll notice for the door card, along with the seat, the floor mats, and then your center armrest, shifter, as well as any little touch points, they are going to be that contrast stitching. You will notice a carbon fiber-like trim throughout the front of the dash, which looks really sharp, and Nissan's brand new 12-inch touchscreen up front. Because I remote started the vehicle, gauges aren't going to be on until I apply the brake pedal and push the start button here. You notice then the gauges come on, and then you do have access to adjust everything here. Much like many of our other vehicles, you do have the screen between the gauges with your digital speed readout and compass on the home screen, along with your audio down below. You can go through to view your fuel economy, your different trip settings, your navigation system, which this vehicle is equipped with. Once you have a destination set, it will show you your next turn on the screen between the gauges. All your audio, all your different safety systems in the vehicle, which of course are adjustable. This vehicle does come with Nissan's Pro Pilot Assist. That way it'll be able to modulate distance between you and the vehicle in front, as well as assist with steering. You do have the forward and rear emergency braking systems on this vehicle, your lane departure warning and prevention. You do of course have your blind spot warning as well. And this vehicle does come with adjustments for the brightness, for the blind spot. You'll notice up here, you do have a digital readout for the most recent speed limit sign which you had passed. You can adjust your distance and volume for your different parking systems. Like many of our other vehicles, huge safety features in this one as well. Blind spot monitoring is on the A-pillar, that way it doesn't get covered up with snow and ice. Like I was mentioning for the Bose sound system, you do have 3 speakers in the front, a speaker on each of the doors, as well as right behind those rear passengers like we saw. This vehicle is equipped with a wireless phone charger and one of the first Nissan vehicles to be equipped with wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. This 12-inch screen has all the same functionality as our other vehicles, but of course has been updated quite a bit here. So you'll notice it is multi-touch. That way, if you wanted to do certain things with the screen with 2 fingers, you absolutely could. Built in, you do have Amazon Alexa, Nissan Connect services right here. So if you need to call for assistance, or once you have your Nissan Connect services app, you can change all the settings through here. You do see the weather, and you do have Nissan's traffic updates for the navigation system built in for 5 years at no cost. You can opt for that with your Nissan Connect services later on. You can see your downloaded apps. If you want to download the Nissan Connect Services app, you can get the QR code right there on the screen. Lots of new features and everything you remember before. It's showing me right here close to our location where you can find some cheap gas as well, which is kind of good. You do have your navigation system, which will take a full 12-inch screen. Different things like the home screen there, you can configure just like our previous system. So if we go back to home, I swipe over, I click the plus icon, I can set up how I want to have it viewed. So if I want the audio to be big, small, different sizes, different shapes, how big I want the map, how big I want the weather, and it's showing you different weather patterns with the weather there. So much like you would on your cell phone screen, be able to see the different weather map for precipitation, you can do so right on your vehicle's display as well. It does, of course, have your phone mirroring, which is a quick adjustment. So once you add your vehicle for Bluetooth, it will ask if you want to mirror the phone onto the screen. That works for both CarPlay and Android Auto. Vehicle does, of course, have your backup camera. You'll notice certain functions of the screen, it will only use half of the system. If this vehicle were to be the Platinum trim, my assumption, which I have not seen them yet in person, it would take up the whole screen by using the 360 camera on that right side. Vehicle does, of course, have your heated seats up front along with your heated steering wheel, dual zone temperature control, front and rear defrost, recirculate, push button start. You have your sport mode for the shifting system here. So if I push this button on the back of the shifter, you'll see the S come up past drive. That is your sport mode. Vehicle does have the electronic parking brake and brake auto hold system. Very deep center console here. And then that carbon fiber trim, like I was showing earlier, is all the way along here. You can see in the reflection, it's actually not right in your face. It is very much darkened, so it looks really, really sharp and very subtle, which I do like. Vehicle does have your damped folding glove box with all your owner's manuals and different warranty information in here. And like you saw on the rear, you do have the perforation for the leather with the orange inserts, a little bit of sparkle on the gloss black trim. I think this looks really nice. I wish we could see that in more of the models, and hopefully we do in the coming future. This vehicle does, of course, have your HomeLink auto-dimming rear view mirror. So if you wanted to disable the auto-dimming, you push the 0 to enable it. It will be by default, but if you wanted to push this, it'll make sure it's on. By pushing that 0, it turns off that green light. You can see it comes back on when I push the 1. You do have your 3 garage door opener or HomeLink settings, SOS button in the case you get into an accident or you wanted to dial for emergency services, which you can now also do from the screen in the center. Sunroof works like much of the other vehicles you'd recognize. One touch will slide it back, forward, and then you have the shade manually to close and then automatically opening. You'll notice this is also tinted from the factory, the sunroof, so it matches pretty well to the light level coming in through the side windows. Vehicle does, of course, have, when you open the doors, the auto on lights. Very, very deep sunglasses holder, so in the case you had larger sunglasses, it's easy to put them in here. And then you'll notice they have simplified the infotainment system in terms of buttons as well. So there's no manual tune knob. No, it is all digital. And you have your seek forward and back, your volume right in the center. Really, really easy. Day and night mode. So if you wanted to adjust brightness, it's super easy to do so as well. These vehicles are really, really nice for this model year. And if you are interested in the Altima and you can't afford the SR Premium package, I do think it is the best value right now. You do still have your paddle shifters, and then like I was mentioning with the driverless system, Pro Pilot, set the speed, set the distance you want to maintain between you and the vehicle in front. You do have the flat bottom steering wheel with orange stitching as well, and the vehicle does look really sharp inside and out. I'm just going to do a couple more outside shots with the headlights on because I really like this design for the headlights as well. Daylight's not going to show it up the best, but with the projector beam LED, and you do have the LED daytime running light, it is flickering on the footage here. However, in person, it is on solid. Looks super sharp and aggressive in the white color with these black trim pieces all the way around. I do really like the options that that the customer picking up the vehicle has chosen with the darker window tint and then the visors up top. I think it actually makes a really cohesive design with the visors flowing into this, and I think that was a really good choice. Even aside from just aesthetics, you have that added functionality. Flows in well with the black mirror caps that does come on the SR Premium and SR trims from the factory, the black mirror caps, regardless of the color of the vehicle you choose. And if you are looking for a mid-size sedan, I think the Altima is a really, really compelling option. Like many of our other vehicles, very good for safety features, really good efficiency. All-wheel drive comes standard in all the Altima vehicles in Canada now. And I know in certain markets of the world, you can opt for the 2-liter turbocharged engine, which makes quite a bit more power. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments section down below. I'm happy to answer anything I can, and look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye for now.